Canoo EV is one of those EV startups that I've been keeping an eye on ever since I did a couple of videos a while ago about them. And I've got to say the past month to month and a half has been a little bit of a roller coaster for them. A surging stock price that immediately started to fall and a bunch of major announcements. So I thought I'd wade into it today, take a look at what's going on with them, and give you my thoughts on it. All right, so welcome back to All Cars, y'all. I'm John, and I really like Canoo, and I'm really pulling for them. I really like the EV space for the flexibility. I think it gives scrappy little manufacturers to start up a car company. You know, we see Tesla did it, and we've got Rivian, and we've got Lucid, and we've got Canoo, and we've got all these other ones. I think there's going to be a democratization of platforms and batteries and motors where people can put them together and create really cool niche products for relatively affordable investments. Now, Canoo consistently, when I look at investment rankings, Canoo consistently ranks kind of low relative to, like Rivian and even Lucid, things like that, for Tesla, for the clarity of their marketing and where they're going and the market for their products. But I continue to remain fascinated by them. Their lifestyle vehicle, it can be turned into a delivery van, and it sounds like that's going to be their early focus, but also they've got a pickup truck version of it, which I think is just freaking cool. Now, they've had a lot of bad news. They changed CEOs and some other people left, and they're being investigated by the SEC. I've covered all that in a previous video, and I'm here to kind of talk them up because I'm rooting for them, guys. I really am. I like this company, but there's a lot of stuff that's been going on with them. So first off is their stock, and this is not a finance channel, right? This is an auto channel, but it's kind of important to look at this. Their stock has been rather lethargic for basically the whole year. It was pretty peaky. If you look at this graph here, it's pretty peaky. Back in February, $18, $17. Here's another, what is that? $15. And then through the summer, it just down, up, and just kind of lethargically went down. And then right here, somewhere in November, it suddenly, and look at that volume right there, spiked up till the end of November, and then immediately started falling again. So what happened here? Well, a couple of major things did. The first is they had their third quarter earnings report, and the company lost another $80 million. That sounds bad, but it beat analysts' expectations. So they lost less than they thought they were going to. And that apparently started the spike up. Right about those times kind of line up, there was some optimism about what was going on. In addition, Canoo announced that they were moving their headquarters from California to Arkansas. They were going to have at least a portion of their research and development in Arkansas. They were going to build a facility in Arkansas, but didn't really talk about what it's all going to be doing. And they dropped some other hints in here. Now, their main factory is going to be built in Oklahoma, and they have commitments from governments to buy some of their manufacturing, some of their product. That's not changed. In fact, they're going to still have R&D and everything else over there. But what they also announced was that they were accelerating their testing to get this out before the fourth quarter of 2022. So they're accelerating when their factory is going to be online and when they're going to be able to start delivering things. It appears that facility in Arkansas is going to be able to take their vehicles and make them purpose-built vehicles. And the big question here and the big optimism is, why did they choose Bentonville, Arkansas the home of Walmart, to move their headquarters to when they're building a factory in Oklahoma. Everybody kind of wonders if there's a shoe that's not going to drop right there and they're going to announce some kind of partnership with Walmart. I have no information on that. I can't verify anything, but come on. You moved to Bentonville, Arkansas. There's got to be something going on there. So what caused this, with all this news, with all of them plowing ahead, and they announced they have somewhere over $400 million in the bank, so enough to get them to starting production, it sounds like. Why did the stock start dropping again, where it's down, now it's $9.44 a share? Well, part of that is that two different pieces of information came about the same time. They had been hinting in conference calls that they were reprioritizing their relationship with NDL, the contract builder they were going to kick off production with. So this is a Dutch firm that can build entire automobiles. And so it was a brilliant move, I thought. Here's an experienced company. They start building Canoo products. Canoo can have something here, and it allows them right there in the European market to start having a product to sell. But with ongoing pandemic issues, inflation, and other issues, they backed off of that, and that's why they're moving their production forward. So it sounds like the Nedcar agreement is just going to expire on December 15th, and they're not going to actually sign an agreement that starts the production clock. That's a little sad. That means they're putting all their eggs over here in this one basket to build it at a plant that they're still building. But it also shows a little bit of optimism about what the plans are that they've got in place. However, I think that's kind of what's depressing the stock a little bit. I think it was built up. They expected some information about a Walmart agreement. They expected this experienced manufacturer to start building the cars, and then they kind of backed off of that, and the stock's kind of lethargic. But tons of good information, and I am thrilled to hear they've got cash in the bank. They've $80 million a quarter is nothing to sneeze at, but they've limited their losses there. They've got a plan. They're moving forward, and I'm super excited to see what happens for this company. No news on the SEC investigations or any of the other uneasiness, the troubles that they were working their way through, but it appears they're continuing to plow right ahead. And I'll be honest with you, if I really thought that they were going to have an agreement with Walmart, I'd buy in. But if I did buy in, that would guarantee they don't have an agreement with Walmart, and the stock would immediately sink. So kind of a catch-22 for me. Let me know what you think, guys. Cool manufacturer. I still wish them well. I'm still crossing my fingers to see their cool stuff on the road, but they've had a lot of news, and it's all pretty exciting. Thanks.